next part of your Python programming. So first I'll share my screen, and in between if you are getting any problem, please unmute your mic and you just tell me whatever is problem you are facing at your end, right? So that I'll understand here. Otherwise, it's very tough for me. Okay, so as I said, these are the conditional execution statements, or we can say these are the decision making statements. So in C programming, you have studied these three statements, but in Python programming, we will see some syntax, how it will work, and some examples also. Because in C programming, the syntax is different, and in Python programming, the syntax is different. But almost that working is same in C programming and Python programming, or you can go in any language, so that working of all these the conditional statements is same, right? So working is same, only that syntax difference is there. So that's why we will see here, and once you understood this one, then you can easily understand whatever are the loops, right? So we will start with the first statement. Now see, this is the syntax of if statement. Everyone knows the working of this if statement. Now see, if, then condition. Here we can put the condition. Now see, the whatever is the result of this conditional statement, that is what? That is the Boolean result. Like that output is either true or false. Right? So if that condition is true, then you can execute statement 1 and statement 2, or we can say this one is the block of statement. So, or in other way we can say this is the body of if loop. So if condition, and see this is the difference here in Python programming, that colon is mandatory after this if statement. That you just keep in your mind. This if condition and colon, that colon is mandatory here. That colon represents after this that body of if statement is starting. This is one condition. Second condition is, see in the C programming, what we do if you are having some block of statements after the if statement, we use that curly brace, opening curly brace, and at the end we use the closing curly brace, right? So that is the syntax in your C programming. But in Python programming, so there is no any the opening curly brace or closing curly brace, or there is no any brace, right? So this first step is this colon represent, this is the starting of if the block, and that main thing is again here, how would I know that is end of your block? That is the main thing. Now see, if you see how I have written this if condition colon, and in the second line I have given one tab distance over here. This is a one tab distance. Now that's why I have told you when we write any programming, so that indentation is most important. And when we had in the first lecture we came into the indentation point, I had told you that indentation we will see afterward. I think I remember that one. I had written there that indentation we will see afterward, right? So that's why, see, this is the indentation part. If you are not putting this statement 1 after one tab or after specific distance here, so this will treat this statement 1 is out of your if condition. If you are putting this statement 1 exact below of this if, then this will treat this statement is out of this if statement. That you just remember, right? So whatever is body of your if, that should be in one line. You can see here. Shubham Kale, please mute your mic. Shubham, please mute your mic.
Yes, sir.
So here you can see the statement 1 and statement 1 both are in one line. If the statement 1 you have written here, suppose, and statement 2 you just return just here, suppose, before that statement 1, it means if statement 1 and statement 2 are not in one line, it means that statement 2 is out of your if condition. I think you are getting my point. So whatever the body of this if loop, that should be in one line. Statement, this S should be exactly below to this S. If statement 3 is also there, that S also should be exactly below to this one. So that indentation is most important in Python programming. If you are missing indentation, it means you will get error. And in Python programming, if you are not putting that indentation time to time, so after completing your program, it's very tough to find out where we need that indentation. So that's why you should have habit of putting the indentation while doing the programming. That programming might be using C, CPP, Java, or anything. So you should have the habit of putting the indentation properly, right? So that's why I said this if is most important, and rest working that you know, if that condition is true, then this block will be executed. So that working you know, only the difference is what? That colon is important. If you are not putting the colon, so this will not treat this as a if statement or any this is kind of function. So this colon represents there is a block of statement after this. That you just remember, right? So we'll see the flow chart. That I'll not spend much time on this because the working of this is that you know. So this is the test expression that we can say as condition. If that condition is true, then this body of if will be executed. If this test expression or this condition is false, then this will be exited from this loop and this will execute the next consecutive statement after if, right? So this is the simple the flow chart. I'm not spend much time on this because this is simple working and everyone knows the working of if conditions, right? Now you can see here one example of I have written here also some points I just mentioned here. Statement, you can say body of if will be executed if condition is true. That is, you can see this example. If m mod n is not equals to 0, and I have just written here or given this colon. So if this condition is true, then and then this body will be executed. Now again second point I have just mentioned here, indentation demarcates body of if. As I said, this indentation, whatever is for the statement 1, statement 2, or for this demarcates the body of if. Getting this? And second again, I just told you, this should be in one line, so indentation must be uniform. So statement 1, statement 2, statement 3, something. So all these will be in this one line. So all these should be uniform. And about this colon again I just mentioned here, the colon represents end of if, this statement, if condition and starts body of if. So this colon represents this end of this line and this body will be followed by this colon. Getting this? So these points I have just mentioned here. And again one example I have given here. If m or n is not equals to 0, then put the colon and after this colon just get body of if. So in C programming, if you are having the single statement, in that case not necessary to put the opening and closing brace, that's curly brace. But if you are having multiple statements or multiple statement body, in that case you need to put that opening and closing brace in C programming. But here, if you are having single statement, that syntax will be same. If you are having multiple statements, syntax will be same. Only that uniformity is there. So that uniformity should be there in this if one. I think you've understood what is the if statement, right? So I'll just take one example here, right? Or the 1 minute again. One more example I'll just take here. So you can see here the second example I have just taken here. See, if the condition, you can see this one, right? If condition, then statement 1, statement 2, and I have written statement 3. So what is the meaning of this one? So this statement 1 and statement 2 is the body of this if, but the statement 3 is not the part of this if condition, if statement, you can say, right? So this statement 3 is out of your if condition. That you just keep in your mind. So statement 1, statement 2, these two statements are the part of the body of your if, but the statement 3 is not the part of your if, because these two statements are uniform, or you can say these two statements in one line, but this statement 3 is not exactly below to this one, statement 2. So that's why this statement 3 is not a part of if. That you just keep in your mind. Getting this? So I think this you understood. So if you are not putting the statement exactly below to this, it means that is out of your if. So that's why here that indentation is most important. If your indentation is proper, then you will not get error. If you are not having habit of putting the indentation in your programming, so then it's very tough, right? Now roughly I tell you, so in C programming, wherever you are putting the opening and closing brace, curly brace, instead of that you need to put this colon and this information. That you just understand. So if in C programming, where we put the opening and closing brace, you just remember that C programming. In C programming, first we put that opening and closing brace after if, right? Second, we put opening and closing that curly brace after loops, and third, we put that opening and closing curly brace after function. So if you remember, these three situations are there in C programming where we put opening and closing curly brace. So that same we are replacing in the Python with this one. That's the colon and the indentation. So whenever we start any program in C programming, we write void main, right? And then we just put the opening brace. So void main is what again? That is a function, right? So that's why I said first we put that opening and closing curly brace after if. Second, we put opening and closing curly brace after loops. Loops are like do while and for or something. Then third one, we put that opening and closing curly brace after function. Right? So these are the three situations where we put this opening and closing brace. So with respect to that, here we just put this colon and indentation. That's it. So if you understand this difference, then you will able to understand the rest things. Right? So I think we will have the simple answer here. Okay. I'll just take the simple example. Suppose you can say that number is like 10, and if, see again there are two ways of writing this if. You can simply put this space under condition if num mod 2 is equals to 0 and then colon. What is the meaning of that? This is what? Even number, right? This one. So if you see, if this condition is true, then it will print this one. I will first save this, or I'll save it on desktop. Get same, I will give that same name, that sample.python, and I run it. You can see this here, that number is even number. Or suppose I just access this number from user. So import enter number. So this one is accepting number from the user, and see, as I said, there is another way of writing this if. You can put opening and closing parenthesis also. So this is optional. So if you save this and if you run this, one minute, what it is giving print short error invalid syntax. One minute. Okay, 1 minute. I'll just check this one. Actually, we should not be there. Now and
INTचा ब्रॅकेट क्लोज नाही झालेला.
oh sorry yeah. So this is opening parenthesis and this is closing parenthesis. See, these are the errors mostly frequently comes in our program because this is a confusing thing. So I'll save it and I run it. You can see as the number, suppose number is 5, so it is simply exiting because we are not return any the right condition. So we just simply return this one condition and we are checking it. Like if I am running it again, like here, and if I say 14, so that number is even number. So you can see if you are having habit of putting this opening and closing brace, so you can put that opening and closing brace, or you can simply exclude this one. So this is optional. So simply you can say this and you can run this. I will show you this output is here. You can see here this one. So if I just put the enter 18, so that even number, right? So you can see this is the simple way of writing the if condition. So I think you might understood, or someone again I just put the block of statements here, right? So these are the two statements I have written in this if, and if I run this again, so enter that number is 14, you can see that answer is even number and execution is successful. It means these two statements are there inside of this. Suppose simply you can see this one, right? So what I did, I have not returned this print exactly below of this one, right? So if I save it, if I run it and see, if I say 14, so that only will execute even number. And as there is no any other condition, so it is again running this one. Because this is not in any condition, so this is after this one, because after executing this one, this statement is mandatory, right? So this should be executed. But if you are again running this one, and if I am putting that number is 15, so which statement will be executed? Only that last statement, print execution is successful. So that execution is successful will be executed in this case. You can see here. Here that even number was printed because this was inside of this loop. But now, as I just given that number is 15, so that 15 is not even number. So this is not entering into this body of if. And which statement it is printed? That statement which is outside of this if body. So this statement is outside of this if body. You can see. And one more here that I just tell you. So that putting this or the proper tabbing is most important. Like you just put the tab immediately after the if, or if you put simply one space, that is also workable. You can see I just given here simply one space, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever spaces you are using, but keep in your mind, if you are using 1 or 2 or 3, whatever count of that spacing, so that count should be same for all statements in that if body. That should be there. So if I run this, suppose that this is 14, so you can see even number and execution is successful. So it means this is one tab distance. If you put this 2 tab distance, again that is workable. So if I just run it again, so if it is 18, so again you can see even number and execution. But suppose you want to put this inside of this one. Now see, this one and this one is exactly in one line. But suppose this is having one space padding or space and it is having 2 spaces. Ready? Still in this case, whatever is this one, they should be out of this. And save it as, sorry. Okay, this is, sorry. So it should be exactly below this so that it will start it, but sorry, this is not much. If you put one, sorry. See, what we are doing here, you can see here, this print is the body of this if, and if I put suppose the by mistakenly one single space here, and if I run my program after saving it, it will produce an error because these two are not in one line. So if you want to put this printf and this, the if are the different statements, so that you need to put this. You can see here. So 15, and you can say execution is successful. So I think you just understood what is the meaning of this padding, right? So when we just have the other examples, that then you will understood that indentation properly. But here you just understand this colon and the padding. So you just have the habit of putting only tab, not the spaces, because if you are putting the spaces, in that case you need to count how many spaces you have written for 4 statements, and same number of spaces you need to put for the second statement, for the third statement. It means for whole body of that if for any function. So that whole body you need to put the same the number of spaces. So better habit is what? Just put simply one tab distance. So once you press the tab key, so it will consider either 4 or 6 spaces automatically, right? So pressing tab is the most appropriate solution for just putting this body inside of this if or inside of loop or inside of function. So this is, I think, okay for this if. Now we'll just go for the next if else statement. Again, that if else that you know, because that concept I'm working with same. So one is syntax, first I'll just tell you that if condition is as I discussed this one. Now else, then colon, and again this is the body of else. Now again see, in C programming, if the multiple statements are there after this else, so we need to put the opening and closing brace here, right? So in Python programming, the same thing as we have seen in the if, the same we need to use for this else body also. Else, then colon. It means this is end of this statement, and after this the colon, that body of else is starting. And in this statement 1, statement 3 and statement 4, these are the statements of body of else as we have written in one line, and this colon is representing this is the body of else. So this is one way, and this else is optional as we know. If this condition is true, only this statement 1 and statement 2 will be executed. This part will not be executed. If this condition is false, then and then only that else part will be executed. This you might know because in C programming is also that concept is same. If you see the flow chart, this is the text expression, this is the condition. If that condition is true, then body of if will be executed. If this condition is false, you can see this false, then body of else will be executed. And whatever are these statements, these are the statements just below if. Actually, these statements are not part of your if. These are outside of your if and else also. Getting this? So, only that if condition is true, body of if will be executed. If this condition is false, body of else will be executed. It means one is optional here. So, if condition is true, so this else will be optional. So, I think that working you might understood here. So, that the other things are similar to that, whatever the things we have seen, right? So, this is if else. One example, that same example again I have just given here. If n mod n is not equals to 0. Now see, this is the new way of assigning the multiple values to the multiple variables. This one. So this is the beauty of your Python programming. Here for m and for n, for both we are assigning two values simultaneously. And they see whatever is this first n and that related to this n, it means whatever is this value that will be assigned to the n, and whatever is the second value that will be assigned to the n. This one. Right? So in this if else, if this condition is true, so this will be executed. If this condition is false, then the else part will be executed. Right? You can see this is the part example. So if this is true, then it will calculate that this m value and n value, right? And if this condition is not true, so whatever is the m value, that will be assigned to the GC. So this is the one example. You can see. I think you can see also that the same example I just tried to put here. Just delete this one. Now see, suppose I am setting m value as 54, m value is suppose 24, and if n mod n is not equals to 0, I need to put this colon. So don't forget to put this colon. Normally we don't have that habit of putting this colon. We forget it. So in that case it provides the error. Now just I need to assign m the values to m and n are, right? First is n value and second is m mod n value. That I need to assign here. And just this is the end of this if. So the single statement is there. So go back, simply press the backspace key, and else put the colon and arrange as GCD equals to n. If you save this and if you run this, so this will be executed. It will not provide any result because we have not printed that result anywhere. You can see here, if I press the F5, So this program is been executed, but see, you can see here that result is not there. Once again, I just tell you, running this, you can see that result is not there. Because the thing is, we have not printed any result over here. So if you want to print the result, so you can say print n comma n, right? It means you are printing the n and n value because we have assigned these two values to this n and n. Also here, I need to write GCD, right? This one. Now, if I run this will provide the output like 24 and 6. So 24 is whatever the n, that is the same we have assigned to this m, and only this is assigned to n, so m value is 6. So this one. Ready? Again, if you run this, suppose this is 50 and this is 10, and if I run this, you can see that answer is 10 because that else part is being executed. Because whatever is the result of this condition is false. Because if you just find out the mod value of this 50 mod 10, then answer is 0. That's why this condition is false. So simply it is going to the else part, and simply whatever is the n value, that is 10, it is assigning to this GCD, and we are printing an GCD. Getting this? So that one is the example of if else you can say. Right? Here also one thing I will just start to tell you that assignment. See, suppose n equals to 10, n equals to 20. This part I have not told you. And suppose you are taking like a comma b. Sorry. This one, and to this, if you are assigning values like n comma n, right? So that value of a would be 10, you can see, and value of n would be, b would be 20. So this assignment is also there. Getting this? So one simple example, I'll just tell you the assignment example. Okay, I will tell you this afterwards. But I think you just understood this one. And see, if you are putting anything the wrong, you can say this one. Sorry, not this. I'll just try to put this one. Right? Now what will happen here? See, this if condition is there, and this if is having single statement in his body. You can see. And that print is the outside of this if, and again after this we have written that else condition. It means this syntax is totally wrong, because we need to put this else part immediately after this if. But what happens here? So by mistakenly, suppose this one second here, I should say something. You can see these two are not in one line. You can see here body of if, these the m and n and the string, these two are not exactly in one line, but we can roughly say these are okay, one line. So in this case, what happens? So as this is not the part of this if, because these two are not in one line, so whatever is the syntax, this is totally wrong. Because in if else the syntax, we need to write this else exactly before to this if. But here by mistakenly we have written this print outside of this if. So actually this is treating as an else statement. So if you save and run it, it will provide, see, this whatever is this one, this is treating as a else part. You can see here. See here, that 10 is the output simply. You can see. So it is executing this one only. So whatever the statement we have written over here, because 1 minute, I just write it again, 54 and 24, so that you will understand it in better way. You can see here, now I just run it, you can see, so this one is 21. So this will be treated as a what? The else part of this one. Because if we are not putting this inside of this, so this is the mandatory statement to execute after this if. That's why this is been printed. And see, as I said, everything is the command here. So these statements will be treated as a command. Just keep in your mind, right? So in case of this, if you are changing the values of this, it means if you are just purposefully saying that condition is false, then this is just going into it, right? So that indentation is more, I think, same one. You can see because these are looking the exactly below to this. Now in this case, these two are not in one line. If you say actually these are in one line, yeah, these are in one line. You can see. So if you put this to this, then these are in not one line. So in this case, it is providing the error, right? Because it is saying this is not part of this one. If you run this, you can see an indent does not match any other indentation level. So here, this is not matching with this one. So that's why it is providing an error. So you just keep in your mind, whatever is this indentation, that should be perfect. So you can see I have used the spacing. So now you can see here, these two are not looking in one line, but actually these are in one line. Because if I say delete C, so that bracket is deleted, right? So that's why my request is you just use the padding for this, right? You just use the padding for the indentation. Don't use the spacing. If you are using spacing, then you will get some kind of problem like this, okay? And if you are seeing just simply this, you can see these have been treated as a statement inside of this if, because this and this all are in one line. So that's why whole thing it is treated as a body of this if one. Right? So I think you just understood that the if and else, the syntax and everything, right? Now last part that we will see, that is if, else if and else, right? So, or we can say matching the if else also. You can see here, if condition 1, then block of the if. Now here, instead of else if, because in C programming, we are having habit or the syntax of writing it else if, and then we put the condition. But here, instead of writing complete ELSE, just write this keyword else if. Else means else if. So just keep in your mind, instead of else if, we are simply writing the else if, then condition 2. So likewise you can put the statement, and last statement is else. If any condition is not true, then it will execute the else statement. Right? So this is the syntax. We'll see the hands-on on these also. We'll see the example, so that in that example we have taken these three statements: if statement, else if and else, if, else if and else. So see, first one is this. write a program that accepts two integer numbers and print meshes equal. So it's very simple. Actually, we have taken it. So these are the statements. Suppose A equals to 10, B equals to 20, and if A equals to B, then print equal. Okay? So this is very simple example. If you run it, 1 minute. So as this condition is false, so there is no any statement, so it is not giving any result. If you say this as a 10, then it will provide the result equal. You can see this as a equal. So whatever is your first statement or program, write a program that accepts two integer numbers and prints meshes equal if both entire numbers are equal. Right? So this was very simple. Second is what? Write a program that accepts a radius of a circle. If radius of a circle is greater than 0, then print the area and circumference of the circle. Right? So this is the very simple program. We need to find the area and circumference. Right? So I think that formula you might know. So I will again write here. Suppose radius will accept it from user. Right? This one. Enter radius. Now don't forget to put this closing brace for both, otherwise it will provide error. Now we have accepted the radius from the user. Now what we need to calculate? Suppose area is suppose A, and that formula is what for the area of circle, that is pi r square, right? So see, we have this pi into r, and we can print here area. Suppose this is A, right? Now see, if I run this program is actually correct, but this will provide an error because we have used one mathematical figure here, right? Pi. Because that value that we know, that is 3.12 for the pi, right? But if you use the direct value 3.12, so this will be workable. As we are using this pi function here, so we need to include that. What we need to include here? We need to include that math library. Right? So if I run this one, so see, as I said, every statement is a command here. So that first statement is true. So suppose I am entering that radius 1, and you can see the rest is providing an error. It means this statement is not having any kind of error. So this statement is been executed. Now that error is at this statement, or in this part we can say. So after this, it is providing the error. It means whatever is your program, that program is correct. If suppose first 10 lines are correct, so that 10 lines will be executed, and wherever that compiler gets the error, rest program will provide an error. So that is the understanding. So here, if you want to use this pi value, so what I can do here, from math import this one, right? So if you just save this, run it, suppose radius is 1, you can see that answer is there. Getting this? Because we have entered that value of radius is 1, so whatever is the value of pi that is there, actually we know only these 3.14, right? But you can see here how many digits are there after this. So this is the area. Getting this? and suppose circumference, what is the formula for this? It is 2 times r, right? And you need to print this and this is 0. Okay? You can say save and run this. Again, I just enter radius is here. You can see this is the formula. Sorry, this is the output. So this is the very simple. But see, this is a simple program. But what we are seeing here, you can see that condition. Write a program that accepts the radius of a circle if radius of a circle is greater than 0. So this is the condition. You can see here, radius of circle is greater than 0. This condition is important. So if you write, suppose in a final exam, if you write this program, so we'll say this program is not correct. Getting this? Because the condition is being given, radius of circle is greater than 0. So we need to put this condition actually. So how do I put this condition here? So radius we have accepted. Now here is that r is greater than 0 and then colon. Now see, if I simply keep this, save this and run this, so it will provide an error. Not provide an error actually, but the meaning of this word, these statements are not part of this if. If I run this, you can see. So expected and indented block. So it is not considering these are the part of this. So if you put this, actually this in the C programming, if you keep simply this one, that will be executed. In Python programming, this is not executed actually. So this one time, second, this and this. Now you can see all these are in one line. So all these are coming under this if, saving and running, and if I simply enter the radius, so that answer is there. Okay? So this program is correct program. Because if you forgot to put this condition, if statement is like this, then that your program is not correct. Got it? Now next one is very simple. Write a program that accepts two numbers and finds greater number. Actually, these two statements or these two programs are for if. Now, this third one is for if else, and that last one is for if, else, if, and else. Okay? So, this is what accept two numbers and find the greater number. It's not a big deal because you know it. We are how to write this program. B equals to 20, and if A is greater than B, you can say print, or I can say like this, A is greater. This one. Right? And print this is very simple program. Actually, I will not spend much time. You can see 20 is greater because 10 and 20 these are the two numbers. So here this statement has been executed. Okay. So this is the very simple. And the last one that I will tell you. Write a program to find or to test whether a number is divisible by 5 and 10, or that number is divisible by 5 or 10. This is the statement. Now this statement, this program will just start. I just accept these two numbers from the user actually. And put numbers. Oh, again one that missing, this one. Enter second number. This should be B. Right. Now what we are seeing here, we have accepted two numbers. So to test whether number is divisible by 5 and 10 or 5 or 10. So simply we need to put the condition here. That condition was if that number, one minute. The program is, only we need to check a single number. This is again not correct. And simply write this number. Enter number. Right? So here I need to check that number is divisible by 5 or not. So number mod 5 is equals to 0. It means it is divisible by 5. And again we are seeing and, so it's a logical adding. Number mod 10 is equals to 0. So it is divisible by 10. And then you need to put the colon. And here you just say number is divisible by 5 and 10. So I can put here, not just go in detail. Simply write this divisible by 5 and 10. Right? Now second, else, here I need to put that condition, number mod 5 equals to 0 or number mod 10 which is equals to 0, put the colon, and here I simply copy this one, simply put here or, right? And last one is the else one. Again you need to put here colon and print not divisible by either. Right? You can see here, I will save it and I will run it. You can see here, first I just enter that number. Suppose that number I just enter is 30. Right? So which loop will be executed here? So that 30 is divisible by 5 and also it is divisible by 10. So this should be executed. You can see here divisible by 5 and 10 also. Suppose next time when I run, if I enter that value is 25, so this is simply divisible by 5, not by 10. So it is divisible by 5 or 10. You can see here 5 or 10. So this else is been executed. And if I run it again and if suppose I am just entering the 22, so this is not divisible by either 5 or 10. So in this case, whatever is the else part that will be executed, you can see here, not divisible by either. Get it? So this is the way of writing this if, else, else. Here as I said, you can put this also, only just don't keep that colon inside of this closing brace, right? This is also true. Ready? If I run this will run, suppose 25 or all of this will be getting this. So these are the if, else and else. I think this is enough for the today's lecture. I think you might understood this concept because the concepts are very simple. You know already these concepts. So only we just revised and the syntax was somewhat different over here, right? So if you are having any query, you can ask me. I'll just stop my sharing the screen. Stop it. So if you are having any query, you just ask me. Any query? Anything? Yes? Or shall I stop? If you are having any kind of query, just ask me about today's class. No query?
सर
Yeah?
सर आपण सी मध्ये यूज करतो काही 0.2f तसं पायथॉन मध्ये पण करू शकतो का म्हणजे नंबर
See, how many digits you want to put after the dot, right, or point, that you can decide. So format function is there, that we will see, right? Because sometimes we need to keep only 2 points, 3 points or 4 points, right? Because every time this number is not possible to write, like 3.1415 something, right? So every time that is not feasible to write. So we have that way of writing this one. And that 2f is also here, 3f is also here, 4f is also here. So that you can decide here. Ready? So 2f, 3f, 4f, that case is here. That is kind of formatting. Okay? So in Python programming, we have a format function. So using that function, we can decide how many digits we want to put after this point. Right? So that we will see. Any other? Yes? Or shall I stop? Anything? Okay. I think you may have another next lecture. So thank you. Thank you very much.